Hey, everyone. Okay, welcome on. I am Sarah. If you don't already know me, if you're watching this inside of the Social Jane community, welcome. These trainings are something that I have been really enjoying doing. And today we are going to talk about lead magnet automation. Automation there's never too soon to start implementing it into your business. Now, I speak from experience. I waited and waited and waited until I felt ready to build my email list. That's not really the best way to do it because it's actually going to end up being more work in the long run. If you've already got a list of, 20, 50, 100 emails in like a Google Doc sheet or something of the sort, now you're having to manually put that information into an email platform. Wouldn't it just be easier to start your email list building when you have no subscribers? Wouldn't it be easier to have landing pages, have automated email sequences already set up and ready to go for subscriber number one, right? Because then nobody's falling through the cracks. Everybody's getting nurtured from the moment that you launch your lead magnet using email automation. All right, so today we are going to be doing a screen share. I'm going to show you how to build out a landing page that will essentially be the thing that you send when someone says, "Hey, I want to see your freebie." This is what you're going to send them. And what we're going to do is implement some automation pieces into that landing page and then build out an email sequence that will automatically be triggered every time someone opts into this. This is one of the easiest and best ways to build up your email list to continue to nurture clients that maybe aren't in your Facebook group. Maybe they're not really even connected with you on Facebook and they don't see your stuff a lot, but maybe they read emails. Email marketing is something that people may think it's antiquated. It's really not. People read emails every day. People are more likely to purchase items through email than they are on social media. Because let's be honest, if you're scrolling your feed and you're looking at stuff and every other thing is trying to sell you something, do you not get totally aggravated? I know I do. But if I'm in my email and I see a promo come through, I see a really awesome looking email that's like, "Hey, buy this thing." And if I'm actually looking to purchase something like that, I'm very likely to click on it. So much more so than inside of social media, Instagram, Facebook, any of that. So, things to consider with email marketing. Start when you're really small potatoes. Start when you have no subscribers because it's going to make your job that much easier. So, we're talking about lead magnet automation, and I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and we're going to dive in. This is going to be another one of those trainings where you're going to want to save it and probably bounce between watching the recording, watching the replay and building out what you need to. So what I'm going to show you today is Aweber. This is an email platform that I have been using for about 8 months now. It's pretty user friendly, to be honest, pretty intuitive with the things that you're wanting to do. And also, this is the biggie. You don't have to spend any money to get started. You can have one landing page, one automated email sequence, and up to 500 subscribers on a free account. That's fucking great, right? That's awesome to not have to put any more money into your business if you're not raking in the dough, on a monthly basis. This is a great way to elevate your presence, elevate your professionalism for no money, right? It's going to take some of your time. I'm going to be real with you. What I'm going to show you today, we're probably going to be on here for 30, 40 minutes. And it usually takes longer than that to actually build it out and get it all branded to what you want it to look like. This is work that I do, right? With Social Jane Media, the branding work, the automation work, building out lead magnets. This is absolutely work that I do. So I'm doing these trainings for you so you can have all the tools at your disposal and you can go and do the job. You can go and get shit done. But I know that you're busy, and if you either don't have the time or the desire to do this work, then reach out to me and we can talk about pricing because we can talk about your needs. It's all going to be kind of based on what is it that you actually need in your business, because not every business is the same. All right, we're going to dive right into the screen share. So we're inside of Aweber, and what I'll do for you guys is I'll add a link in this post so you can create a free account for yourself if you haven't already. So definitely get that going so you can follow along with this and get yourself set up. So over here on the left-hand side, what we're going to start with is landing pages. So now that we're inside of landing pages, you can see that obviously I don't have a free account. I pay for it because I have a shitload of landing pages. Most of these are published. You can see over here, published, unpublished. So some of these unpublished ones, they're sort of like things that I'm testing out, things that I made copies of that I'm just sort of like playing with. And so you can see, what I've got going on here. But what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just start from scratch so I can show you guys that, for one, there's some really fantastic templates already in here, but also that it's really not that difficult. It doesn't have to be crazy insane. This one I like. It's about, what is it, halfway down, this gift guide. I like this template because it's really simple and you can build on it really easily. Some of these other ones that have a whole lot of elements to them, like you may not need all of these and you're going to end up deleting out a lot of the elements. So when utilizing a template, unless you know for certain, like, okay, I love the layout of this, and then you're just going to change the brand, simple is better. So I'm going to go ahead and choose this one. We're going to keep it simple. So first, name your landing page. Up here at the top, name it so you don't forget what you were doing. So we're going to say lead magnet automation, and I'll spell magnet correctly. All right, so what we're looking at here is the template, right? It's just this little section here. There's not really a whole lot more to it. Okay, so while you're on page, right? Up here you see page. Page means it's the whole thing. So what you want to do, if you don't want this image as the background image, which is pretty likely that you probably won't, you're going to scroll down here on the side where it says background, and you're going to remove the image and browse for a new one. So I would suggest finding something on Canva, or maybe it's a picture of yourself, whatever it is you want as that background image. I like to keep the background pretty simple. So I'm going to grab a really like kind of gray, white wall background. This is something I've been using for a lot of my content lately because it's super simple, right? I can build on it. I can make it look like whatever I want it to look like. And it also is very in line with my brand where it's kind of that minimalist sort of look. So simple as that. Now I have a whole new background. All right, so in this template here at the top, there is already an image, right? This logo ipsium. You'll notice that all the templates typically have Latin or something in them. So make sure you change all of the templated stuff or you remove it. So this image here, this is where my logo is going to go. So instead of looking over here, you see these little options. If you did not want this template image in here at all, then you would delete it right here. But I want it because I want to put my logo there. So I'm going to go ahead and upload an image, and I'm going to grab a transparent version of my logo, meaning that when I upload it here, it's not going to have like a big white border or any of those things. It's transparent. Now this one's white. It is a little harder to see. There's a couple things you could do here. I could either upload a different version where the logo has different colors, or if I go back to page and scroll to the bottom here and click on background, this background color that you see right here, this color, that's essentially like an overlay that can make your background image like a slightly different color. So I'll give you a few options to take a look. So let's say if I chose this like pink color, and then I change the opacity here, look how it becomes pink, right? So I wouldn't do pink personally. What I would do is I would use one of my brand colors. This 545454 is like a dark gray. So now you can see that I can see the logo so much better now that I have included some of that dark charcoal color in my background image. I didn't have to go and find a whole new image. I didn't have to go and make my logo a whole nother way. This is a really quick fix to make this background more visually appealing when you're using colors that maybe would be washed out with the background. Okay, so I'm liking this now, so I'm going to go ahead and move forward. Logo's good, right? And if you wanted something above the logo, fine, go for it. I would recommend trying to put as little as possible kind of stacked up top, because you really want people to be able to see this opt-in form as soon as possible. You don't want people having to scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll. They're not. They're just going to go like, well, I don't know how the heck to sign up for this. I'm out. You want to make it super, super simple. So you could even make this logo even smaller. Like if you go to the sizing, you could do a thumbnail size, and that makes it pretty tiny, right? So if you do optimized, that's just what the optimized version is, the optimal version. You want to have auto width checked on your images, because when you go to preview your image, you want to make sure that on desktop and on mobile that your logo is sitting right in the middle of everything. If I didn't have this checked, then it's very possible that some of it would be cut off. And then you can also check full width on mobile. All right, so now we're going to build this lead magnet landing page for one of my lead magnets, okay? Now, if you don't like the way this form looks, there are different ways you can have the form. So the form could be, if you scroll down here, you see the form type. You could change it to where it's like that versus like that. It's really up to you. You could also do something where you add in, what's happening over here? Let me use my finger. There we go. You could add in a row right here. So the elements, you just drag them. You drag them right over. So on this row, if I wanted to add a column, now it splits it. You see how it's split like that? So I could do the opt-in form right next to some text. So I'm going to take this form and this little arrow. It's going to allow me to drag it and drop it right there. And then what I can do is change the layout of that form. Boom. Now I'm going to take this text and I'm going to drag it and drop it right here. And then we're going to take this text and drag it right underneath that text. And then this one, I don't think we need, so I'm going to delete it. So you see how that really just changed the look of the page, and it really wasn't all that complicated. You just have to know what to look for. So what I did was I went to row, I dragged it over, I added the column, and then I dragged the elements right into it. So let's say we've got learn how to build your lead magnet in 6 simple steps, right? You want to do some kind of call to action that as soon as they see it, they're like, oh yeah, this is the thing I clicked on. This is what I'm wanting to do. Because let's say you have a call to action in a post, or it's maybe your Facebook like cover image. You want that to be very clear. So if what you're asking them to do, they click on it, the next page that comes up, you don't want them to be like, what is this? What did I click on? It's very clear what they clicked on and where it's taking them. You connect the dots for them, and it's just like makes it so seamless, and it just makes your professionalism like just fucking through the roof. So learn how to build your lead magnet in 6 simple steps, right? Give them a little bit of a teaser, like what is the thing that they're going to be learning, right? And then here is where you could put a little bit more of the juicy bits, like highlight a couple points of what it is they're going to get when they download this piece of information. Now over here on the form, when you click actually into the form field, you'll see that name doesn't have a little star next to it. That's not okay. We want people's names. So over here to the right, you're going to open up name, click on required, click done. Now you've got the little star. So name and email is required. We don't want people signing up for your email list, no name, right? We're personalizing things here. We want people to give something as simple as their name and their email. So you could show the privacy policy here if you want. You can uncheck it. I usually don't add it. People know I'm not going to be sharing your email, right? Like I am a entrepreneur, business owner. I'm not here to share your email. So I leave that part off. And then what you want to make sure you do is go over to submission. Now you could have a simple thank you page. It just says, thank you for, enrolling. Thank you for subscribing. It can be super, super simple. Or you could have a custom URL. Let's say you have another website. You have a whole nother landing page. What I like to do, because I don't have the free account, is I create 2 landing pages for every opt-in. Well, to be honest, I really only create the one, but I have like a generic thank you page that will let people know, hey, get into my community. Hey, this might be something new that's happening. Oh, have you checked out my podcast? Like it's just a generic page that says a little bit about me and my business. And it's a good way to start that nurturing process if people don't really know who you are. But it's not necessary, especially if you want to have the free account. You're just going to have the one page. And the custom URL, you could stop here, right? Let's say with your lead magnet, you created it, you put it in Google Drive. You could put the Google Drive URL right here. So as soon as someone opts in, they get the freebie. That's great. That is some automation right there. But you could take it one step further and your professionalism is going to quadruple, like I'm telling you. So what I would suggest is do a simple thank you, and then you must add a tag. To do the next piece of this automation, you must add a tag. Can I repeat that again? You must add a tag. All right, so make the tag unique to this product that you're doing, this service, right? So we're going to say, I'm going to say training automation, just as an example. So type it in, press enter. Now I have a tag. This tag is what is going to trigger the automated email sequence that provides the freebie that you promised them and nurtures them, gives them some information about you, and gets them used to opening up emails from you. It's really important that, yes, send the opt-in form. Let's get those emails, because if social media was to ever crash or your Facebook account gets shut down, hello, one of my business besties that might see this is experiencing that right now. And she is so frustrated by it. She's like, no shit, I need people's contacts. Like I have no way of reaching people if they're not on my email list. Right. And this is just all of a sudden, Facebook decided to just completely shut her out, isn't allowing her to do posting to stories, posting to her page. She can't even comment on people's stuff. Like they kicked her out of Messenger. It's just crazy. Your stuff can get taken away at any moment. Build your email list. It is what smart business owners do. All right, so you add a tag. Now, we could totally stop here, right? Just make it so simple. You do want to make sure that your socials down here. So click on this element. You'll see it over to the right. I don't have Twitter, so I remove it. I don't want to add LinkedIn maybe, so you remove it, right? You add whatever you want here. If you just have a regular website, you could add it here and it's going to show up with like a little link. But of course, you need to make sure that the actual link inside of here goes to your stuff. If you were to copy a landing page from somebody else, it's going to have their information in it. So keep that in mind. But you want to make sure that these socials, they go to your things. And then this powered by Aweber, you can delete this image, honestly. It doesn't need to be there. You could put your logo at the bottom again if you wanted. Drag over image, upload, And you could have a little sandwich of a very simple branded landing page, right? So let's preview this. Always preview your work. So this is what it would look like on desktop. And then when you toggle mobile, this is what it would look like on mobile, right? How simple is that? I'll show you one last thing on this before we move to the email. So here on the form, obviously we clicked in this form field and we went to our submission and we made sure everything was good. This button, if you want this button to be a different color, you absolutely can. So you'll scroll down to where it says hover and color. So hover, let's use our gray color, and color, let's just use like a pink. So you see now when I hover over it, it turns gray, and when I don't, it's pink. And you can change what it says too. If you want to say download now, right? So you have complete control over personalizing this, branding this, however you would like. If you want to put a picture of you in here, you totally can. If you want to put a YouTube video of some past work that you did, you could do that too by dragging over the video element. You could have this form on this page twice if you wanted. Simply copy it, copy, and then move it, right? Move it somewhere else down the page. So in case somebody misses it at the top, now it's at the bottom. And all you would want to just double check is if you have the form on your page twice, make sure all of the submission information is what it should be, right? Make sure the tag is there. Make sure there's a simple thank you page if that's what you're wanting to do. And you, of course, can add some text right on top that tells them, again, what they're opting in for. So super simple, right? All right, so we're going to save and exit. And then upon completing your landing page, you're going to go over to these three little dots and you're going to publish it. So now when someone gets the page, they're going to be able to fill it all out. And that opt-in form is going to be live, which is fantastic. So that is step one of automating your lead magnet, right? I've yet to even show you the lead magnet, right? We haven't even had to get there yet because now that's what we're going to do is we're going to automate the lead magnet delivery, right? We're going to get it to these people. So you're going to go over to automation and campaigns. So we're going to create a campaign and we're just going to start from scratch. This, I personally think it's easier to start from scratch. So we're going to do it when a tag is applied because in the landing page, we made a tag, right? So the tag was training automation. Click enter. Okay, now the tag is there. Perfect. So you could wait to send this email. Personally, I would not wait. I would have it send immediately. So we're going to send a message, create a message, drag and drop email builder. So up here at the top, do this first. It's your subject line. Oh my gosh, you don't know how many emails that I built out and then I forgot to put the subject. Put the subject line, right? So we're going to say, open me your free lead magnet. Obviously, call it whatever you have. Open me your guided meditation, your whatever, right? It's their thing. This little face here is your emojis. Don't go nuts with these, you guys. Like put one if you want. Do not be putting like 5, 10 emojis in the freaking subject line for one. That's going to flag your email as spam, as junk, which it is. Nobody wants to see an email that has a million emojis. I'm sorry to say, that's just the truth. So you'll see here that there's already something that's branded to me. That's because I have email templates already in here. But what you would normally see if you had no templates whatsoever to speak of is like up here at the top, there would maybe be 3 or 4 lines and that in just white blank space. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you as if I had none of my own templates. When you click over on templates, there's a whole template gallery. Just like the landing page, there's a template gallery. So eventually, under my templates, that's where you're going to have your own stuff. So you can quickly just build emails in that way. But for now, let's say you're just starting out and you want to use their templates. Same concept applies here as with the landing page. Sometimes less is more because the less elements that you have to change, the easier the process is. This is my opinion. But this is also the work that I do on a daily basis. So I'll show you the one that I like. This it's called Wayne. I like this one. I like it because it's got this little ombre effect. So, it's simple. All right, so that's our template here. And this is how we are going to deliver that very first automated immediate email that has your lead magnet in it. So we're going to add our logo. Now, I believe I have my logo not in white. I think it's this one. But again, it's going to be that transparent background. So it's not going to look the same as if I downloaded it from Canva without clicking transparent background. We can do a Canva training sometime about, that kind of stuff. So you'll see I can actually make this smaller if I'd like. I think about there looks good. You don't have to have a logo, right? You could have a image header that's just you. There could be nothing here, right? It's not necessary. It's not going to make or break the process, but it really levels up your presence. Logo making is so fun. So, okay, I've got my logo there. Now, obviously, this photo, that probably doesn't apply to what I'm sharing. Maybe I just want a photo of myself so people know who they're getting the email from. Or maybe I want to send the cover page of my freebie that they opted in for so they know what they opted in for, right? Like, wouldn't that be useful? So here's a cover image of one of my more popular freebies that you guys always download, Discovering Your Own Lead Magnet. This is a questionnaire. If you have no idea what kind of lead magnet you want for your business, download this baby because it's going to help you. So you could put an image here of what they are expecting to get. Again, like I said before, if they click on a call to action that's on your social media and they're like, oh yeah, that sounds good, let me click. And then they go to your landing page, make it super simple. They know why they're on that landing page. And they're like, oh yeah, okay, this is the place it was supposed to take me. Let me put in my info. Then they click download. Then they get this email and now they open it and they're like, yes, this is what I was looking for. Perfect. All the dots have connected for them, and nowhere along the way were they second guessing what they were supposed to do next. So you can make everything in this email clickable. Everything, if you want it. I'm going to show you what I would suggest making clickable. This image, being that it is the cover image of the lead magnet that you are giving them, wouldn't you think if you were to open this email on your phone and you saw this image, you'd be like, oh yeah, I bet I could download it from clicking on that image, because everything is clickable these days, right? When you're inside of an email, you can almost click on everything and it's going to take you somewhere else. So let it take them somewhere. They've already opted in, just give them the freebie. So I went ahead and opened this lead magnet onto Google Drive. I downloaded it from Canva straight to my Google Drive as a PDF. The reason you want to download it as a PDF from Canva into Google Drive is because anything that is clickable, like this will take you to my group. If you do not make it a PDF, that will not be clickable. So we'll loop that into a Canva training. So what you want to do here is go to share and then make sure that the access is not restricted. It will automatically be restricted anytime you create a new Google Drive document. So anyone with the link is a viewer. Copy the link. We're going to go back to our message and paste it right inside of the link. So now this, when it is clicked, will take you straight to that Google Drive. All right, so now we've got the body of everything here. You're going to want to put a call to action, 6 simple steps. What did we say on the last, to building your lead magnet? Now, if you wanted to personalize this, you absolutely could do that. We could say, hey, and then go over here to this little @ symbol, subscriber info, first name. Remember on the landing page, we made sure that the name was checked off. It is required. Now, if you make a landing page and you don't say that the name is required, they're going to get an email that says, hey, subscriber. And that sucks. You don't want to do that. So make sure the name is checked off as required. But now that it is, we know it's checked off. We know it's required, right? So we're going to make this not bold anymore. Why is this not bold? Whatever, not important. So you can change the size of everything here. Change your font style, whatever you want to do. You can change the font color as well. But that is how, using this @ symbol, that's how you're going to personalize your information. And then you're going to add in a little bit of detail here. What is it they can expect? Say thank you for, having them opt in for your freebie. Let them know what they can expect from getting this downloaded. What is the result that they're going to get when they download this document from you? They've already given you the information in order to get it in return, but why not add some extra value? Let them know, okay, I understand you're here. This is where you want to be. This lead magnet is the bridge that's going to get you there. This is the results you're going to see, right? So these buttons that are already embedded in here, this is where you can also put the link to the Google Drive. So I'm going to paste it into there. And if you don't want it to say click here, just change it over here. Download now. Download now. And you can change the button color as well. So you just come over here. Let's say we wanted it to be the start color, change the text color if you want. You can change the button alignment, putting it in different places. But yeah, and then if you only want the button, like let's say you don't need all this, right? You just want it to be so super simple. You can drag another image over here. What I would suggest, just really levels up your presence, is making an email signature inside of Canva. I think I have one in here, and I'll show you guys. Yeah, here we go. Email signature. Done. But let's say you don't have this, which is totally fine. You can drag over signature. And what it's going to do is it's going to grab your information, like how you created your Aweber account. It's going to grab that information. So obviously I have this as Social Jane. If I wanted to say Sincerely Sarah, I would just change it. And then there's the Gmail account. And then I could upload a whole different kind of image. Right? So if you don't have something like this already, you could do this. It's so simple. So let's say we keep it really super simple. And then what I like to do is drag over socials. Because again, on the landing page, we want to make sure it's so simple that people can find us. So add, remove, whatever things that you want to share, and just make sure you edit and put the correct link inside of here. And then you can change the look of them, right? It can be circles, they could be black and white, whatever you want, right? Those can be different. All right, so that is email number 1, and this is something they're getting immediately. This is the lead magnet that they opted in for, and they're getting it. So let's preview and test this, and I'll show you that this is clickable, right? Takes you right there. And this button is clickable as well. So now they have 2 opportunities in that one email in order to get the downloaded, promised thing. You can toggle here and you can see what it's going to look like on a mobile, because let's be honest, most people are on their phones, right? So let's save and exit. And this is email number 1. great place to stop if this is where you feel comfortable doing the automation. This is automation. You have created a post or put in your Facebook cover banner a call to action to grab your freebie. They clicked the link, they opted in, they got an email, and now they're on your email list. All of that happened without you having to do anything. You already did the work. And that's fucking great, right? That's fantastic. So what I like to do is I like to take it 2 steps further, and I'm just going to run through these super fast because I know that this is running, some time. So we're going to drag over the wait option, and I'm going to do wait 1 hour, drag over one more message, create a message. This is a fantastic opportunity. The second email that you send, such a great opportunity to ask them to get into your group. Tell them a little bit more about you. Let them know that you have a podcast. Let them know that you go live once a week. Let them know what your specialty is, right? Like, what can they expect to see and hear from you now that they are in your universe? What are the things that they're going to be learning? So this is just like a hi, hello, right? This is an intro email. So I would suggest creating a template that is an intro. So I just updated mine in July. And this is my intro email. It just says, hey, this is what I do. Join my community. Find me on Instagram. I do podcasting, right? Here's some of the work that I've done for other people. Here are some of my certifications. Like, it's just an opportunity to say hello. And because this is a template, everything that I want to be clickable, all of these links, they're already there, right? And if I wanted to, let's say you create a message and you want to make that a template, all you would click on is save as template. Like that last message that we created, if after creating it, you're like, ooh, yeah, this is great. This is kind of the template I want to build off of for everything else. Just click save as template, name it whatever you want to name it. And then that can be the template you run with. And then you just like swap out the images, swap out the links, change up the text a little bit, right? But it's already kind of there for you and it's nice and fast. So this is email number 2 in this automated nurture email sequence. So when someone opts in, they're getting this email an hour after getting the freebie. So boom, boom. Now they're getting used to opening up emails from you. They're like, oh, this girl's like regularly sends some emails. This is great. She's not trying to sell me anything. She's just trying to give me some value. So I like to do a little freebie sandwich, I guess you could say. So I'm going to drag over the wait time and do a 1-day wait period and drag over another message, create. Now, here would be a fantastic opportunity to provide another piece of additional value. Maybe you have another freebie. Let's say if you're in like health and wellness, let's say your freebie is about self-care, but you also have a recipe book. Could you not also send the recipe book when they opt in for the self-care? Why not, right? Most people that want to have more self-care might also want some healthier recipes, and vice versa. If someone opts in for your recipe book, maybe they also want some tips on self-care. So why couldn't you sandwich that? And then you're just leading with so much freaking value. And now they've received 3 emails from you without you having to do any extra work. And they're feeling like, this is fucking cool. This is great. Like, I'm going to get into her community. I'm going to see what's going on. This is like stuff I want to do for my business. Like, they're going to start recognizing the things that you're doing. And it's really cool. So I do have, of course, a template for, let's say, another piece of free value. So let's see, we've got, or you could even do some inspiration. Like maybe there's a fantastic podcast that you love. You could absolutely just hit them up with email number 3. Oh my gosh, I just listened to this podcast and it was fantastic. Obviously, you didn't just listen to it because this is on your automated email sequence, but that doesn't mean that you didn't listen to it and that you didn't love it, right? You thought it was really valuable, so you want to plug it into an email and give it to them. Or maybe there's a really great book that you have, right? It doesn't have to be that you need more than one freebie in order to do this sort of value sandwich. So here's our second little freebie that we're going to sandwich in. And then, of course, always add the subject line up here. We're going to say food because it's a recipe book. And then this is it. This is the completion of your lead magnet automation. So we have your lead magnet. We have your landing page with the opt-in. We have an immediate email that gives them the freebie that they opted in for. An hour later, an introductory email. One day later, another piece of value. Now, whoever has opted in to that freebie, they are full on getting nurtured from you. Of course, yeah, I forgot to name this. See, I always forget to name these. So we're going to say lead mag automation, a little check mark, save it, and then make sure you activate. Now this is fully activated, fully automated. The work that I just did right now, I would not have to touch this ever again if I didn't want to. That's how incredible automation can be for your business. So let me remove. All right. So I hope that you guys found this helpful. I know that these trainings that I've been doing for you recently, that I know they've been really robust, and I know that it's a lot of information to take in, but this is the type of stuff that I do this every day. I do this work for clients and for myself every single day. You get better at it the more you do it. But of course, if this is not something that you don't have the time or the desire to do for yourself, reach out to me. We'll talk about pricing. We'll talk about how to elevate the presence and the professionalism of your business, because the money you spend on branding and all the things, oh my gosh, are you saving so much more in your time and your energy, right? What is your time worth? Spend it in your zone of genius and let other people spend it in theirs. That's the magic of it. So, all right, you guys, this is, I'm going to wrap this up. And as you're watching this, because this is pre-recorded, I am on the road to the beach. I'm going to be spending my weekend in Destin, Florida with my husband, and I cannot wait. I'm going to come back with a suntan. I tell you what. So I hope that you guys have a fantastic weekend, and